Hey guys, it's Friday, May 2nd. We're going to recap 5 trades today, 0 DTE options, and yeah, bit of a chop, bit of a grind. Thanks for being here. Hope you had a good week. So gap days or trap days usually. I usually have a hard time when it gaps up or down a lot, as the next day oftentimes is just building liquidity and trying to trap retail. Everyone's trying to call reversal and gap fills. Sometimes you get the gap fills next day, but oftentimes the gap days are then just building liquidity and consolidating. Day's not over. It's 2:30, so might get somewhat of a retrace today, but yeah, so far it's just been basically consolidating and grinding, trying to get the puts to expire worthless from earlier this week after we started gapping and not giving anything for the calls. So pretty typical Friday so far. Coming into today, I knew that, so I was trying to be careful, trying to be slow. Sometimes I'll try and take a quick trade because of that, but I didn't really like much action this morning. Yeah, I'm not looking at the volume necessarily if it's relatively low or not, but it feels pretty low. I did some paper trading just on more risky stuff. I think I took one here on paper for inverse head and shoulders and breaking this yellow channel, but I didn't wait for the candle to close. So yeah, once it closed down here, I stopped out. That's sometimes why I wait for candles to close. Typically I do, but if that closed up there, it would have been a nice little trade. And then came down, broke this channel. So sometimes if it's breaking the same direction channel, it's kind of it's breaking out basically, so you'll see increased volume, and it should be grabbing a steeper channel in that direction. This did, but then it kind of gave it up pretty quick. So maybe I wasn't quite charting it right, or maybe it was on a longer time frame. It was hitting a support, so it did it, and the volume increased, and then it kind of rebounded. So another one I paper traded that I'm not too comfortable with my small account challenge, so didn't trade that one. And then you have this. Let's see. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to wait some more. Let's see. We're at 10. Yeah, so we had data, I think, at 10. But this was the nice trade, even though it's not that nice. Finally, the break of the yellow, grabbing this shoulder over here for your head here, and then it even had a nice retest, confirming not only that this was resistance, but now turned into support right here on this red candle. So this could have been a nice trade, and yeah, you can see basically even the shoulders are lined up pretty close. But this was such a grind that this would have been even not great. So started in this green channel, which was kind of that slow grind up. We do have 5-day. I think it's below us quite a bit. Yeah, it's down there. And let's see. Then I charted this white one, kind of this tapering channel. Started to chop and grind and just do its thing pretty ugly all through here. I was waiting for it to grab this liquidity to get puts, or that's what I was trying to hope for, basically. Never really made it down there, so didn't get puts in here at all. Let's see, where did I actually do my trade? Yeah, so it's further on. Yeah, this is just what you want to stay out of. It's just ugly. It's not retesting the high. It's not grabbing liquidity down here. It's just trading sideways more or less, chopping. So then I charted this one, this larger bearish channel. This one you could have taken long. So the tricky one with this is actually on news, but it's not to say that it hadn't broken the channels to where you would have actually already been in some calls. Kind of interesting how that works. So it kind of made this cup right here, and then this little handle, and I actually did chart this yellow line. So given the way this looked in the chop, even though you did have this little mini inverse head and shoulders in this cup and handle, just after such a grind, I was not interested in this. I was just gonna keep waiting. So after it broke that, you could have entered, but yeah. Anyways, then we had that big news candle, and I think that's China's in talks, talking about helping with fentanyl or something. So bullish, I suppose. Came down, and this is where I took my trade. So I had patience all morning, my one and done trade, and then ran out right here. So basically came down, bounced on this support, which could be bullish. I mean, you're looking for it to grab this as liquidity. This be your head, this be your shoulder. But it bouncing here could be this inverse cup and then a handle. So I was a bit preemptive with it, and then it made this mini head and shoulders. So I knew it was an inflection point, more or less. I just had the direction wrong. So I got puts, I think, somewhere right in here. Yeah, on this green candle. So it had broken this white one, started to grab this little shoulder. And I think it was on a little bit of the green candle. Got puts, and then I closed them out on this candle. So I did one little red retest. And today, since I waited long enough and the IV's come down a little bit, I was able to get two. So the IV doesn't get crazy, especially if I wait until later in the day to trade. I'll be able to do 2 contracts again, which is really helpful for runners, because if I'm just doing one, I'm most likely not going to hold it for 100% or 200%. It'll be usually less than that. But if I have 2, my first one I can take it 20 or 30 or even 50 maybe, and then my second one, if it is the beginning of a larger move, you can get a couple 100% on it. Unless I'm trading end of day, like yesterday with end of day, I had 300%. I had a 300% trade on supply. Actually, I shared on Discord. I was trading with the bigger account after I did my one and done. But yeah, I got started by getting trapped. I got calls here. It came down flush. I finally was able to get out because I trade on Fidelity, which is super slow on day trades. And then I flipped into puts for grabbing that shoulder and basically breaking this channel that had been, I deleted it now, but this big channel had been grinding up in all day after it completed this inverse cup and this handle. So it broke that, and I got puts, and I think my last contract was like 300%. My first couple, I closed out most at 100%, and then a few more here, and then one more like here. Anyway, so if I'm doing that, then yeah, you get a higher percentage, but otherwise you're going to need to have at least 2 contracts to have a runner. And that's when the account will, a little green day, a little red day here or there, but every now and then you'll get a much bigger green day, which kind of is the momentum you need to get out of this small account, and be able to be more comfortable with your trades. Looks like SPY's making another cup here. That was my one trade though. I haven't paper traded anything since. Let's see, in the longer time frame, this is SPY Day Trading's chart. You can link for that in the description. Longer time frame, we're just kind of grinding up still. So yeah, gap up and just gap and trap. Don't forget it. So we might have a rip in a day, realistically now, especially if this cup's kind of completing. So might look for paper entry somewhere up here after it completes this cup if we build some liquidity on the way down and grab this shoulder right here. Ba-boom, ba-ba-bing, ba-boom, end of day. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you had a good week. See you this weekend on Discord perhaps, or next week. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Monday 6th round. Okay, peace out.